There's one organization in the world that might influence your LLM presence and your LLM influence. This organization is called Common Crawl. We did a video already in the past about this, and we have some new information to share about this. Basically, Common Crawl is a non-profit organization that crawls the web and just gather all information that exists on the web. And actually, this organization, this data is used by all LLMs, ChatGPT, Anthropic, OpenAI, to create their database and to basically create their tool. And this is why Common Crawl data is so important. And in this video, we will explain you concretely what you can do to improve your presence on LLMs thanks to Common Crawl. Let's start the video. If you don't know me, I'm Luca. I'm the founder of Qwairy.co. Qwairy is Qwairy. Basically, we are a GEO tool, generative engine optimization. We help brands and agencies to rank better on LLM and to improve their presence on LLM. Have a look at Qwairy. There's a link in the description. In this video, we are talking particularly, and this is what we do in this channel, we are sharing strategies that work on LLM. And in this video, we will talk about Common Crawl. I will explain in the first part what is Common Crawl, how they collect data. Second part of the video will be really focused on what you should do on your website. And the last part is sharing with you a little tool that will be really precious in the future for you. Let's continue the video. So the first step of this video is sharing with you a little bit more about what is Common Crawl. So it's a free and open repository of web crawl data that can be used by anyone. So basically what they do is that basically they have robots that crawl the web and collect all information, and then they just share this data. Basically you can have an access at this data at any time. You see here, you can see Common Crawl 2026-21, number 17. You can just download this data and use it for anything that you might want. I think, for example, you might have already seen this website, Wayback Machine, where you can see basically at any time what a website looked like at a certain date. And I think this is mainly based also on Common Crawl, to be double checked, but this is an example of the utilization of Common Crawl. So Common Crawl is very particular because it's a non-profit organization. I will share with you, by the way, a little later who invests in this non-profit organization. It's quite funny, you will see. But obviously, basically what they do is just collecting all the data on the web, and they have to set up priority. For example, some websites are more important than other. For example, the restaurant in your neighborhood might not be crawled as many times as a big website like Wikipedia. And there is a way to know which websites are crawled the most that I will share in the last part of the video. But before that, just for the anecdote, why Common Crawl is very important today. First thing, because all LLMs use them a lot for their model, to train their model. Obviously, you have one website with all the data of the web. Obviously, it's useful for you if you are developing an LLM. I think ChatGPT, the model GPT-3, it was about 80% of the data that came from Common Crawl. So this is really important for them. And actually, it's so important that Anthropic, the company behind Claude, and OpenAI, the company behind ChatGPT, are some of the donator of Common Crawl. I think ChatGPT, it's about 150 million that they gave last year to Common Crawl. We'll put a link in the comment for this data if I don't forget to do it, but otherwise you might find this information very easily online. Why do Common Crawl need money? Well, it's pretty simple. You know, all these robots, it costs electricity. It costs a lot of electricity to go on the web. And Common Crawl aims to stay non-profit. So obviously they need donator that will give some money for them so that they can continue existing. And OpenAI and Anthropic are some of these donators. So this is about Common Crawl. What is Common Crawl? How it works? How basically you LLM are using it. But now the question is, how can you use this data to optimize your presence on Common Crawl? And for this, Common Crawl shared an excellent PDF that I will share with you and explain with concrete steps that you can take to improve your presence on LLM. So here is the PDF that was shared by Common Crawl. So there's a sentence here that I really like. Training data is the new ranking factor. So basically, if you are present in training data from the LLM, you have a fair chance to be more present as a brand after that. Basically, I will explain some steps that you can take. There's one first step that is technical. So basically, what happens is that to crawl the web and get all the data, Common Crawl simply has crawler, and this crawler is called CCBot. And basically what happens on some website, what happens is that people block CCBot. And also, please note that what happens sometimes is that your provider, your hosting provider, is blocking CCBot without you even knowing it. Just to know that, if you want to check that, you just need to check your logs. And when you check the logs, you will understand if command crawl is blocked if CCBot is blocked. So basically what they say here, the first advice they give is a bit of a technical advice. It comes down to robots.txt, and basically it's to add the user agent CCBot and to say you are allowing this robot directly to come to your website and get your data. This is the first step. There is a bit of a debate in the SEO community in general to say, shall we add CCBot or not? In my opinion, you should authorize CCBot. You should allow it. It's your best chance to be featured on LLM. But that's not it. And that's not the most important, actually, because what happens with the Command Crawl Foundation is that for them, all data, all pages on the web, all websites do not have the same importance, because obviously if they crawl as much the restaurant in your neighborhood, I love this example, then a big website like Wikipedia, it's a big problem because it costs a lot for them. What happens is that Wikipedia is publishing new pages, new content every day. So it's necessary for Command Crawl to crawl them every day. And Wikipedia is a very important website because it can help anyone. The data in there is clear, is always updated. The restaurant on your neighborhood, maybe sometimes they didn't even post the new schedule when they are open, so there's a big difference on that. And for this, basically, Command Crawl uses a metric called Harmonic Centrality. And basically, this is a simple metric that looks at proximity. So basically, they look at the website that get the more links, and this website that get the more links, they will be the more central in the web. They will be the core, the web core, the core center of the web. And then they will look at how far you are from this core center. And the good thing is that there is a tool that I will show with you after that in the video. And this tool basically helps you to know your score in Harmonic Centrality and the score of every website in Harmonic Centrality. But before that, what it means here is that it's in your best interest to get backlinks, to get mentions from the web core to make sure that your website is crawled a lot by Command Crawl, because after that, the data from Command Crawl, as said, is used by LLMs. And I will share with you now the tool that was created by someone in the SEO of the community, and this tool will help you to know your score in Harmonic Centrality. Let's continue. It's called the CC Rank Checker. I will put it in the comment if you want to test it. Fun fact, it was created by Metehan that we had on the podcast in a video of this channel. You can have a look at it. Fun fact, today Metehan works for one of the competitors of Qwairy, but this tool is very practical and I think it's important for everyone to get access to this tool. So basically, this tool is simple. It has all the data from Command Crawl, and basically what you can do is putting a website here and checking the rank. So for example, you see that Tesla.com has an HC Harmonic Centrality, what we talked just before that in the video, of 1,387. So that means, if you look at it in a very simple way, that out of all the websites in the web, Tesla.com is ranked among the top 1,000 websites. So if you get a backlink from this website, this is a very good point for your own website. And this is something that I use today with some clients, is that basically I look every time we are trying to get backlink, I will look at directly the HC rank to understand a little bit more if it's worth investing in this backlink, investing time or money, and if it's worth it. Basically, we could try another website, for example, NewYorkTimes.com. And we could check here, and you can see that it's among the top 100 websites in the world. So that means that Command Crawl considers that this website is very central in the web. And if you get a backlink from this website, it's probably a very good thing for you. This is something we do every time now, and this is something we advise to all our clients at Qwairy. And by the way, on Qwairy, very soon, we will incorporate a new feature. Basically, here, when you are on Qwairy, you have the dashboard, and we have the site readiness check, where we check your robots.txt, your LLM.txt, and your sitemap XML. And we will tell you here if you can access, if the different LLM in the web can access your website. And we will add here Command Crawl so that you know if Command Crawl can access your website. This is it for this video. Let me know in the comment. Don't forget to subscribe. It helps a lot. And for people that wants to try Qwairy, just go on qwairy.co. Talk soon. Bye-bye. Look.